First of all, thank you all for being here tonight and for giving me the privilege to be able to come here and, as we say in the car business, ask for your business. I got to tell you, since I've been in this position as county judge, I've had the opportunity, I know that we're all here about law enforcement, to be able to deal and spend time with our law enforcement. Most importantly, with our budget process, adding the people that we have needed, adding the vehicles that we have needed, adding the equipment that we have needed. I believe one of the reasons for the growth of Montgomery County, there's a number of reasons, but one of the most significant is we have a safe environment. We have a culture of deterrence. And that culture of deterrence is the result of you guys doing the job, bringing it to the DA taking it to judiciary, and us pressing charges and moving forward, unlike what goes on south of the border. Spring Creek, down in Harris County. Anyway, so I'm committed to law enforcement. I've demonstrated that, my record since I've been here as county judge. In every budget cycle, all 7 of those budget cycles, we have added whatever we can to support our law enforcement because I think it is the #1 key to people feeling safe and therefore wanting to be here in Montgomery County.
What accomplishments are you most proud of thus far as county judge?
Mental health with our constable, precinct 1, adding 24 officers to that program. It's become a state example. The amount of resources and monies that we have put towards law enforcement, and as each of the sheriff or the constables have come to us, in almost every case, we've been able to work with them. And I believe I've had probably one of the greatest influences on making sure that we continue to support law enforcement, which I think is a huge accomplishment. You know, especially in light of places that are wanting to give up resources and take resources away. And we have stood our ground and said, no, we have to do this. So those are some huge accomplishments I think are very important, not to mention our Office of Emergency Management and some of those things.
What are your priorities when balancing public services with keeping taxes as low as possible?
First of all, you have to have a priority to keep taxes as low as possible. But what's more important than that? Public safety. I've demonstrated that 2 years in a row. My first 4 years I was in, we did the no new revenue rate. Fought for it, we kept it, we were able to do it. Not this last year, but the previous year, we added law enforcement, we had vehicles, we did a number of things in the budget, and we had to go up. And I made a statement at the end of that. I said, I am proud of the work we have done here. We have served the people of this county. Because I believe if you're serving the people of the county, they're feeling safe in what they're doing, they will go with you on a small tax increase. The most recent of which has to do with our pay parity, and I'm really proud of that. And we were able to step up, we were able to do that. It's a huge accomplishment, especially in light of where we were in the budget, and still drop below the rate we did the previous year. So we did I think some great work, and I'm very proud of what we did in pay parity and what we're going to continue to do with pay parity.
Thank you, sir. What are some of the biggest challenges facing our county?
Infrastructure. I'm not talking roads either. I'm talking jails. I'm not talking courthouse. We can make room for courtrooms. We have a jail issue. I'm working right now with the sheriff, very hard with him on that, with BD. We're looking at various options and what we need to do, recognizing that if we take this before the public, we probably are going to have to increase some taxes, but maybe not. It depends on how we structure it. Previously, when we did the bond on the Joe Corley, in that deal, we did a revenue bond. Well, it didn't work out. We ended up owing money to the IRS the year that I came in here. So that did not work out. So we're in the process and talking through how we're going to fund it, but that is coming and it's going to come as quick as possible. We need more jail space.
Yes, sir. I know you already touched on this subject, but aside from a massive financial shortfall in the county, are you for maintaining the pay parity schedule passed in Commissioner's Court during last year's budget?
Let me tell you all something. You're going to find this about me. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. You can take that to the bank. I'm telling you. I did that with my pay, my own personal pay. I said when I took this job, I agreed to cut my salary by 12%. And I said, as long as I'm in office, I will never take my cost of living or a raise. You know, I'm the only employee in Montgomery County, out of 3,500 employees, that has never taken a cost of living increase or a pay increase. And last year when the state tried to give me money because I've got 2 master's degrees, I tried to give it to Smith. They wouldn't let me do that. And so I said, no, I don't want it. They said, why? Because a deal is a deal. That's how I feel about pay parity. Where the money's going to come from, I believe we'll have it. I believe with our growth and the safe environment that we've created and the benefits of this activity that you see going on, I think it's very exciting. And I think the opportunity is there for us to acquire and keep good people and not have to worry about other groups. Those guys down south, who knows what they'll do? Their agreements are like suggestions. As far as I'm concerned, a deal is a deal. We said we were going to do it, and I'm going to stick to it.
Thank you, sir. The floor is yours for your closing statement.
Concerning pay parity, I do want to say this. I think it's important to realize that you cannot bind, by Texas statute, you cannot bind future courts, future legislatures, or whatever on decisions you make today. So I want to encourage you in relationship to that. You have a court right now that is in agreement on where we need to be pay parity. They are. We believe we need to do this. And so I'm going to ask you for your support. I'm going to ask you that you would support me and that you would endorse me so that I can move forward and stay in this position. Also, I have proven that I am law enforcement oriented. I'm safety oriented. I think you guys need the best equipment. You need the best people. You need the best training. We've demonstrated that across the board. It's all right there, right in front of your eyes. So I'm just going to ask for your support. I'm Mark Keough. I am your current Montgomery County Judge, and I'd like you to help me stay in that position.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Judge Wayne Mack, and I want to thank you all for what you're doing here today. I want to tell you that I didn't start out my public service with the county in politics, and 40 years ago, January 2nd, I started as a custodian in the same courthouse that all calls me judge. I'm also a licensed police officer. I did that for almost 15 years, and I'm honored by that. And I think the essential function of county government is, the first thing is public safety. And I'm thankful that the commissioners have done the pay parity, but that was step one. It's long overdue. And as you all know, there's a 4-step plan there. And I think the county judge role should be reflective of what the potential of this county is. And I want to thank you all for your time today, and appreciate what y'all do. I wore the uniform 15 years, and I know the sacrifices that you and your family make. And you should be the priority. Public safety in county government should always be the priority.
What are your priorities when balancing public services, keeping taxes as low as possible?
So the best way to do that is to have a plan. And what I've watched is in my almost 40 years of budgets, I'm watching watching constables and sheriffs come in and ask for what they need and leave with a pittance of what they should have. And so keeping taxes low should be a priority, and every dollar should have a name. But also, you have to prioritize what that looks like. And the only way the pay parity is going to continue is if the commissioners have a plan for this, because growth is inevitable. But leadership should not be optional.
What are some of the biggest challenges currently facing our county?
Water is as far as, are we talking, your question is challenges that's coming to our county?
Currently facing our county.
Well, grid rock, all you have to do is drive down the road and see what the traffic situation is, and congestion. But also things on the horizon for our as citizens of this county is water and infrastructure. It's not if it's going to be an issue, it's going to be an issue, and you have to plan for that. You need to have a plan for that, and we've got to be unified in county government, and leadership matters, integrity matters, character matters. Highest honor that any community can give somebody is what that badge that you're wearing in public trust, and that should be honored and respected. And the court system should be able to be supported, and we don't get ahead of it. we're all going to pay a price.
Aside from a massive financial shortfall in the county, are you for maintaining the pay parity schedule passed by the Commissioners Court during the last budget?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's long overdue. It's long overdue. And that, again, the essential functions of government is public safety. You can have the greatest roads, you can have the greatest subdivisions, but if we're not safe, and you know, you've heard this, the talking points, and many of you, I know you, and you have many years of county service, and law enforcement should not be getting lip service. You're the only people in the county government that sign up and show up every day to put your life on the line. And the least thing we have to be worried about is if they're going to deliver on what they promised you.
Mr. Mack, the floor is yours for your closing statement.
Well, again, thank y'all. I've been here for 40 years. This has been my mission. This has been service. In my entire career with county government, I've never asked for a raise. I've never asked for a promotion. All those things have come to me because I tried to grow where I was planted. And the only time I asked was when I asked the citizens in 2014 to give me the privilege to serve in this role as a justice of the peace. And I think I've done a really good job with that. And I could have been the justice of the peace probably the rest of my life. But I'm doing this because I feel called to do this. And I would appreciate your support, and I appreciate what y'all do every day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.